So who's watched the latest Victoria Beckham documentary on Netflix? I have, and I loved all of the gold nuggets that I got from this documentary about women in business, about being a founder, about running an empire for nearly 2 decades. It was such an eye-opening documentary for me. And in this video today, I'm going to share with you the 3 important takeaways that I got from this documentary, and it's really important lessons for female founders or anyone in soul-led businesses and those kinds of businesses that you just burned for. Lesson number 1, your circle will make or break you. Now, something that really jumped out at me, and I had no idea that this was happening in Victoria Beckham's world, but she was about 38 million pounds in the red, so in debt, during probably the years of 2015-16. So she'd had her fashion business up and running for a good 8 or so years by then. And, you know, it was extremely stressful, and David Beckham's company needed to bail her out for a lot of these things. And she talks in the documentary very honestly about the real fear of losing it all, and not just losing her business, but, you know, obviously putting her family in a bit more financial strife than she had been expecting. And really importantly, and this hit me right in the feels, the circle around her and her partner, David, were as committed, if not more so, to her vision and to the vision she had for her company, for her design, for this passion that she had that, you know, a lot of people expected her to fail at. And she really, really did so well. But the time that she was really struggling, where, you know, business was not going well, and, you know, she really had struggled to run an actual business besides the design, she had the circle around her who said, "We've got your back." And honestly, I think that is one of the most important things that I personally have learned in my 10 or so years in entrepreneurship and working for myself, is that your circle truly makes or breaks you. If you have people around you who constantly doubt you, who constantly dampen your vision, who aren't there to really stoke the fire of your flames, then it can be such a drain and such a millstone around your neck. There's constant doubt and there's constant sort of fear imprints that are placed in your mind and in your energetic field around, can I really make this? Can I do this? It's hard enough as it is as an entrepreneur, let alone having people around you who are kind of, you know, worry merchants and constantly doubting your capacity and ability. So really, your circle, the people that you have around you, is so important, particularly in the times when you are down, particularly in the times when you are ebbing. You need people around you who look you in the eye and say, "I know you can do this, you have got this, and I'm here to support you in it." Lesson number 2, your authenticity is your brand power. This jumped out at me so blatantly in the final episode. So it's a 3-part series documentary. This part was phenomenal. So fast forward a few years through the strife that Victoria had with her big business debts, and she brought on an investor. And this investor had kind of been doubting whether or not to go on board because it wasn't looking financially viable for him to come and invest in the business. But he ends up making the decision based on something that his wife had said, which was that she loved Victoria's clothes and was, you know, wearing them one night when he took her out on a date. And he asked her, "Well, what do you think?" And she said, "Oh, I'm obsessed with them. I love her clothes." And that turned him around on the decision. But one of the first things he said to Victoria was, "I feel like your brand DNA is being diluted by other influencers, by people that are, you know, sort of, I guess, other designers, and it doesn't feel like your essence is there anymore." And so what he went about doing was make Victoria do Victoria, right? In her sort of awkwardness and her non-smilingness and all of that kind of thing, but just being herself and doing lots of like face cam on Instagram videos and really just letting her loose with her own creativity. As soon as her authenticity started to really show, the brand started to take off and people started to buy into Victoria as the, you know, the engine behind her brand, and that took off. So she then started a makeup line, which was very authentic to her after many, many years traveling around as a Spice Girl. And you know, the authentic aspect of that really shone through, and she's since done fragrances and the like. And she really does come into her own in these few years from having these big debts to turning it around, and her authenticity really trumped it. So I think that is a very, very beautiful lesson for founders and for female entrepreneurs who have soul-led businesses. The reason it's soul-led is because you have something burning in you to share with the world, to do in the world. So show us your real you. Show us the you that you know you are with your friends. Show us the you that people fall in love with when you're not, you know, sort of out there being your brand. Like, just be you. Bring more of that to your work, and let's just see things shift up for you and your business. And lesson number 3: entrepreneurship demands your full ass self. There is no half-assing your way through entrepreneurship, I'm afraid. It is one of the most, if not the most powerful and intense self-development journey that you could ever hope to go on. It truly takes you to the depths of your fears and to the highest heights of your achievements. Oh gosh, I mean, like 10 years in, I'm like thinking of the ups and the downs of it all. It is such a journey, but you have to know that this is, you know, you've got to go to the wall for what it is that you're here to do. Otherwise, it will so easily be taken away from you. It will so easily just chew you up and spit you out if you are not relentless with the knowing that this is what you're here to do, and you will not take no for an answer. And this kept coming up in the documentary, where Victoria faced a vast amount of intense barriers and blockages. And you know, she was a pop star in the 90s. Do you remember the 90s press? Like, it was horrendous, and you know, the British tabloids especially were horrible. So you know, she kept on talking about just how relentless she had to be in the pursuit of her dreams, in the pursuit of what it is that she knew she was here to do. After all of the naysayers, after so much negativity, after people really, you know, saying that she could never do it and being extremely abusive, she still did it. And she continues to do it. Eventually this year, just most recently in September of 2025, showed at Paris Fashion Week, which is a huge milestone in her career. And I think so well deserved. Nearly 20 years later, she is still in the game. And she's in the game because she had these crucial 3 areas of strength. That was her circle around her, tapping into her authentic self, and her full ass commitment to her dream and to really getting out there and doing it. I hope this helps you. If you've watched the Victoria Beckham documentary on Netflix, please pop your comments below on what you thought of it. Was there anything that you were particularly surprised by? What were some of the nuggets and gems that you took? I would love to know and receive them as well. Anyway, I hope this helps. I hope that one of these nuggets is something that you can take and run with and really apply that to your business and or your life. Sending you so much love. Bye.